A very warm welcome to all of you today in our workshop that is from obligation to passion, rediscovering your own passion path. Today in this workshop, we will be discovering how we can blend passion with our obligations. So I am today your host. My name is Vartika. I'm a junior psychologist at MindTribe. I've done my master's in counseling psychology and a year diploma in advanced counseling. And I deal with clients having issues related to anxiety, stress, overthinking, and relationship issues. And I hope you all have a meaningful session today. Now I hand over to Priyasha, my co host. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, Vartika. Hello, everyone. I'm Tiasha. I'm working at MindTribe as a junior psychologist. I doing my master's in psychology, and I mainly deal with clients having depression, anxiety, stress, relationship issues. Now I hand over to Vartika for further session.
Thank you, Tiasha. So now we begin. Before starting this workshop, I would like you to say that this workshop isn't about escaping obligation, it's about blending them with what you love. Obligations bring structure, passion bring energy. When we honor both obligation and passion, we create a life that feels responsible and deeply fulfilling. Now we begin. Next slide, please. Some ground rules that if you have any question, anyone have any question, please raise your hand. Please keep your mics and cameras off, and please be mindful of the time. Next slide, please. Disclaimer. Recording, transcribing, or capturing any part of this session is strictly prohibited. This includes the use of transcription tools, screen recording, screenshot, or any other form of documentation. The content shared in this session is the intellectual property of MindTribe. Unauthorized recording, reproduction, or distribution is not allowed. Please note that that violation of this policy may result in removal from the session to protect the confidentiality of the group. Hope you all understand the disclaimer. Yes. So before we begin, let's just quickly, I have this icebreaker question for you. That's a passion snapshot. If nothing held you back, like if money, family, or society didn't matter, what career would you choose right now? You could just share your answer in the chat box or raise your hand and speak about it. Anything. What would be your career? Could be a writer, artist, pianist, anything. What would be your career? Writer, Fatal says writer. Raj say, I don't know. That's all right. We'll get to know. Singer and writer, that's great. Anyone else? All right. So we have writer, we have singer and writer. All right. So I just want you to keep this in mind that your passion right now, if money, family, or society didn't matter, is writer, singer, anything, any one of you have anything in your mind. And at the end of this workshop, I will be giving you an activity. Guitarist, Ashmi says, guitarist, that's nice. At the end of this workshop, I will be giving you a passion roadmap in which that will help you that how will you integrate your passion with your obligations. So now moving forward. Now, a quick question for you, like what do you think what passion is and what is obligation? If anyone please can raise their hand or write in the chat box. Anything. What do you understand by passion? What do you think passion is? Anything, nothing is right or wrong. Whatever you feels like you can write. One word, anything. Absolutely. Jeselina says something which you love to do. Absolutely, that's correct. And what do you think is something what you can't resist doing? Absolutely true. That some passion is something you, even if you are tired, even if you don't want to do that, you still do that. That's something you do out of passion. That's nice. About obligation, any idea? Absolutely. Dvajipriya says basically what one's calling is. True. You all are correct. Obligation. What do you think? What obligation is? Absolutely. Obligation is the pressure of being responsible, Dwajipriya says. Absolutely. You all are correct. Some says that passion is something you love to do. Some say that you can't resist, and sometimes even at the cost of mental health. Absolutely. True, Dwajipriya. Whatever you are saying, that's basically, you are able to resonate with all these things. That's great. Moving on, we'll just say what passion is. We'll blend what you all said in another slide. Next slide, please. Yes. Now, what you all said, it is all just in one slide. That is, passion is something what makes you forget time. As Sukhman said, that you can't resist doing it, something you love to do. Passion is what makes you forget time. It makes you feel alive and creative. It makes you feel you are more connected to yourself. When you do something out of passion, effort doesn't feel like effort. Do you all believe that? Is it true? Do you think it makes sense? Absolutely, Faiza, you are right, correct. That you are talking about obligation. Yes. All right. And what do you think it makes in your body when you do things out of passion? You might be in your body. You feel light. You feel excited. You feel you are full of energy. Do you feel like that? Yes. All in all, passion is something which is driven by love, interest, or curiosity. It is energizing. You don't feel distressed. It gives you joy. It's fulfilling. It feels like you do everything naturally. Like I'll give an example that when you see kids, they goes to school. They are all tired up. They goes to play. Still they play things which they make them feel excited. They give them energy. Despite, yes, absolutely. What Sukhman said, adrenaline rush or a boost of happy hormone. Absolutely. Next slide, please. Now we talk about obligation. As you all said, like obligation is doing things because you don't want to trouble. You don't want to disappoint someone. You don't want to seem irresponsible, or you don't want to fail. Obligation is something you do because you have to. Obligation is often driven by duty, expectation, or pressure. It is the opposite of the passion, that it make you stressful, it's make you drain, it make you, or it could be very neutral. In this, if you do something out of obligation, you feel forced. Do you agree? How many of you agree with it? Give me a quick thumbs up. All right, thank you so much. For example, like if you have to study for a subject because your parents told to you, it feels like, oh, I have to do this because it's very forced. On the other hand, if you love the subject, for example, you love doing art, you do it without any pressure. You do it without any expectations. All right. So in this workshop, we are not going to just say at the end of the thing we have to just follow our passion. No, we have to blend both. We have to blend passion and obligation, because obligation is necessary. Why? Because obligation gives you discipline. Passion gives us meaning. Where do you think the issue arises? Like, if you know, okay, we need obligations also. If you have passion, we need passion also, and along with that we need obligation also. The issue arises when obligation becomes 90% and passion becomes 10%. And today we are here to blend these things. We'll blend obligation with passion. Next slide, please. Okay, a quick question. When absolutely, Sukhman, you are correct. When we are unable to balance both the thing hand in hand, absolutely, you are true. There's a quick question for you all. Think of something you do because you love it, and something you do because you should. Think of something you love to do, and something that you have to do, like you should do, out of expectation, out of pressure. Anything? You can write in a chat box or raise your hand. Study. Study is something you do out of love, Sukhman? No. Dance. Sejal said dance. Um, Dance I love to do because study I have to. All right, that completely makes sense. Acha, Sukhman says a sense of responsibility for study. All right. Studying is obligation, but learning is passion. Great. That's nice. That's nice way to put it. All right. So, as Sejal say, dance she do because she loves it, and something watching good series in Netflix. This is something you love to do and something you should do. What is that? Like studying. Most of you, as I saying, studying is something we do out of obligation. All right. So as you guys have written down like what you love and what you should do, what is the difference in your body? Like how do you feel when you do something you love and when you do something you should do? How does your body feels? For example, like if someone's like art, does art, so his or her body feels like excited when he or she do that. And if something like have to study something like study mathematics out of pressure, so they feel very tired, they feel very disappointed. I feel free and liberating. Absolutely. A sense of satisfaction and peacefulness. Absolutely. Great. When I write I feel light. When I feel like good, right. That's how you feel when you do something out of passion. And what about when you do something out of obligation? How do you feel in your body? Stressed, neutral, yeah, tiring. Absolutely, makes sense. Great. This is how you feel in your anxiety. All right. Next slide, please. All right. Now we understand what obligation feels like. We have understand why or what obligation feels like. We have understand what passion feels like. Now let's talk about the trap it creates. Building confidence by studies feels liberating, great, but doing it pressure feels like obligation. True, true, true. Completely makes sense, Ashim. Ashim. Absolutely. Now we'll talk about like we talked about obligation, we talked about passion. Now we talk about the trap it creates. How do we get trapped in these things? What do you think? What is the trap for obligation? How do we get trapped in obligation? Why do we get trapped in obligation? Absolutely, money. Because we get trapped, we want to make money. It is our need. True. Sejal says money. What else? What do you think? Lack of time. Absolutely. Money gives you freedom. Yes, absolutely. Family expectation, Rajiv said. Absolutely correct. And respect. Yes. Respect Jeslyn for like what? A sense of stability, sometimes the sense of being fake. Yes. Responsibility, Masha says, right? All right, you all are correct. And we have two types of obligation, that is external and internal. External, which is outside of you, like your parents, your peers, your financial obligations and things. And something, another one is internal, which is because of you. We do get trapped in the obligation because of our own fears. All right, we'll go deep into this one by one. Next slide, please. External factors. As Rajdeep mentioned, family's expectations. External obligation or external factors are these are the pressure that comes from outside you: people, expectations, society, circumstances. Now, first we'll talk about is family expectation. What do you think, how family expectations leads to obligation? Meghna, do you have any question? Do you want to say something? All right. Family expectation, like your family says, choose a stable career. Fancy thing, 1 minute. Yeah, absolutely, Jasly, you are correct. For family expectations, like your family will say, okay, choose a stable career. And out of that, when you have a family expectations, you get trapped into that obligation because, yeah, you keep your passion on the shelf and do things out of obligation. Next term is peer pressure. When everyone else is doing this, so I should also do. I think I don't know how many of you, but many of the people suffer from this. Like, and when you are in your 10th standard and you have to choose, like, for your 11th or 12th grade, like you have to choose between, makes us feel proud by doing what they want us to. Yes, true, true, Sukhman. That's why we also get trapped in this obligation. I was talking about peer pressure. Like, example, like when we have to choose the stream after 10th. Many of us choose because our friends are doing that and it feels right according to the society. Do any of them feels like that? As has any one of you have done something like that? Give me a quick thumbs up if someone has done that out of peer pressure. Something, anything you have done out of peer pressure. Jesslyn says, Devendra says yes. Yes, because it is true. Everyone does that. I took science. Yeah, Raj says I took science. I chose what I wanted to do, but my friends followed me. Oh, that's great. Raj said in peer pressure took science. Yes, I was saying the same, that we do get affected by our peers. Choose science because my parents says to choose this subject. Yes, this is what we do out of family's expectation. And we all know that family didn't want us. They say all this because they want us to have a stable career. Absolutely. Next slide, please. We'll move to the next slide. Next is societal norms. Most of us get trapped by this. Even our family expectations are also due to the societal norms. Like, get married by this age, take this job, follow this safe path. Do you agree? Yes. Devinda says yes, absolutely. Next we have is financial responsibilities or financial obligation. I can't choose passion uh, because I need to support my family, which is also true. Do you agree? I choose path because- Yes. What it internally feels like when you're trapped by obligation, what does it internally feels like? You feels confused, you have resentments also. When you do things out of obligation, when you get trapped in this obligation, you feel confused and you have resentment towards yourself and towards your parents or towards your peers. Yes, absolutely. So can we move to the next slide? Yes. Now the internal factors. Internal obligation are the silent ones. They don't come from family or society. They come from your own mind. They come from within you. Like fear of failure. Like if you want to follow your passion, you have that fear, like what if I try and fail? You have a low self confidence that I don't think I'm good enough. If I follow my passion, what if I will not be able to do that? What if people judge me? What if I fail? You have the guilt that I should not disappoint anyone. If I follow my passion, I should not disappoint my parents. And you have this pressure of being perfect when you choose out your passion. Yes, Faiza said yes because of low confidence. So all these factors, internal and external, it becomes a trap for your passion, that you don't follow your passion out of all these factors. The real trap is not that obligation exists. It's that they become the main decision maker in your life. You stop asking, what do I want? And start asking, what will others approve? How many of you agree with that? That when we choose something out of pressure or out of expectation, how many of you, have ever asked about like you? We never ask what do we want. We ask like what will others approve. Hashima agrees. That's great. Jesleen agrees. Great. Obligations are not wrong, but when obligation becomes stronger than your voice, you lose direction. You start living a life designed by others instead of designed by yourself. Next slide, please. Okay, a quick question. What is one obligation, external or internal, that significantly influenced a past career decision you made? Anything, it could be your external or internal obligation. Like external, we talked about family expectation, we talked about financial obligation, we talked about peer pressure, and about the internal one like fear, guilt, low self confidence. Anything. What do you think is has that which has influenced your career decision? Okay. Anything. You can write in a chat box and you can raise your hand. Any one obligation we talked about, like external or internal, which has influenced your past career decision you made. Money, yes. Low self confidence, fear of guilt, internal obligation, Feza has, and money is the external obligation. Anyone else? Peer pressure, yes. Yes, Lukman, please go ahead.
For me, it was like I didn't give the authority to anyone to choose my career,
Mm-hmm.
and I was the one who made the decisions out of every aspect that made me feel like that if I do this,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be moving one step ahead with my career. Because when I was feeling like that, I must give the authority to my parents or someone else to decide what I wanted to do, then
Mm-hmm.
I felt really bad about it, and I felt a little bit underconfident that
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll not achieve what I want to do. And when I took back that power with me, and it gave me the sense that I have the power to choose what I want to do, no matter how other people perceive or no matter how other people want me to do. If I want to be, if they want me to be successful, then I'll be doing that with whatever I will be choosing for me, which is right for me, and I'll be earning money with that path as well. And it does not have any obligations or any sense of responsibility that might say that if you walk on our path, then you'll get successful. But for me, it was like when I choose my path, then I'll be successful in that field as well. So this is what for me was like I didn't give there was no obligation on me.
That's great. That's commendable. That's take lots of courage to do that, Sukhman. I'm so proud of you that you uh,
Thank you,
that
ma'am.
that's really amazing. It takes that's take a lot to like follow your passion instead of having the obligation. It makes it that it shows that you have a confidence in yourself that I will do it. That's
Yes.
great.
Mm. And for other people as well who are attending this session, I want them to realize that if there is any that you want to make a choice, then please do not feel less confident or don't feel any fear that oh maybe I cannot do this if whatever people might say. But I want them to realize that as of my experience, I want others to be confident with their choices and just take a leap of faith in yourself.
Yes, absolutely true. that we have to believe in ourselves, have confidence in ourselves, and we can achieve what we want. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sukhan, for sharing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dwajipriya says, I had to take maths with PCB and a second language is in 11th because of school. Oh, because of your school. That's out of obligation. All right. I wanted to drop the second language and go for psychology, and also I was okay with not having maths. I regret not changing school now, choosing whatever I wanted by others' combination. All right, all right. That she says, okay, she wanted to change, but she didn't. So now she regrets. Yes, that is also when we, as I talked about, like when, how do we feel when we get trapped by obligation? That you feel resentment, you regret things, and you feel confused. That's very common to um, feel like that, Vajapriya. And but as of now, as wherever you are, but now we can also blend. Now, how in this workshop we talk about that how we can blend our passion with our obligation. All right. So now let's talk about what actually happens when we live a life based mainly on obligation. Most people don't realize the long term cost until they are emotionally exhausted. What are the consequences of obligation basically? First one is emotional burnout, fatigue, and stress. When we constantly do things you don't enjoy, your mind and body get tired, not from work, but from resisting the work. Physically, you feel like you are very tired. Your body feels heavy. You feel like you're mentally foggy. Emotionally, you feel like, oh, I'm very irritable, feeling blank, emotional numbness. Second, we have reduced creativity and motivation. When you live by obligation, your brain goes in survival mode. When you do things out of pressure, out of expectation, you lose the creativity because our mind is now in a survival mode, not in a creative mode. Obligation kills creativity because you are not emotionally invested. You're doing things out of force. Your mind is constantly stressed. That how do you identify that these are the consequences of obligation that I reduced my creativity is that you don't feel excited about anything. No new ideas, no new perspective, nothing. Work feels like repetitive for you. I'll give an example that was an engineer who once loved sketching but suddenly stopped drawing completely because he says what's the point. Over time his life becomes only work, eat, sleep. This is how, because now he has done engineering out of obligation, due to which his creativity has reduced and motivation has also lost. Next slide, please. Third is feeling stuck, unfulfilled, or disconnected from personal goals. This is the most painful consequences. Like you start feeling like you are moving but going nowhere. I just want to ask you, all of you, like, have you ever felt like this? Like you all are moving but not going anywhere. A quick thumbs up will help. Someone says yes. Jillian says yes. Dipali. All right. So your life becomes a circle instead of a direction. It happens when you don't know what you want, haven't explored your own interest, or are living someone else's expectation. Just going out of track, feeling lost. Yes, absolutely. For example, a doctor is earning a good amount of money, has told me, like, I feel like I followed a path, but not a purpose. It is like following thing, like you followed a path, but you didn't follow your purpose. All right. Next is resentment towards task, people, or even yourself. When you keep choosing obligation, resentment builds slowly, quietly, but powerfully. Resentment towards task. You start feeling irritated even by small responsibilities. When you do things out of obligation, you have resentment towards task. How that you get irritated by things. Okay, I have to do this. I have to do this out of pressure, out of expectation. Resentment towards people. You blame the people who pushed you. You start blaming your parents, your teachers, your peers, your partners. Resentment towards yourself. You think that I wasted my potential. I should have chosen differently. This is the deepest wound. Third, last one is poor work life balance and decreased well being. When work is obligation based, you have no emotional recovery. You feel drained even outside. Your personal life suffers because you are always tired, you have less patience, you don't enjoy hobbies, you don't have energy for connection. So there's one question for you all. Like, out of all these things, how many of these consequences you guys are able to resonate with or able to relate with? Is there anything that you feel right now? Priya, I totally agree with your words, as I wanted to take arts, but my school didn't had it. Cool, so I submit all right. All of them. Pankaj says all of them. He's able to resonate with all of them. Anyone else who's able to resonate with any of the consequences? Tanvi says yes. All of them. All right. All right. Next slide, please. Yes, this is the question basically. Which of these consequences feel mostly familiar lately? Anyone can share, like Pankaj and Jesslyn says, all of them, they are able to uh, relate to all of these. Anyone else? Feza says all of them. Anyone can raise their hand, speak about it. Anyone? When I'm in my work, I don't feel being seen or heard. All right. All right. We'll move to the next slides. A quick ad break, just like the YouTube ones. You can move the next slide, please. If you want to have a quick break, anyone want to drink water, move a little, can go and have that drink. Now, what is one-on-one counseling? One-on-one counseling is a personalized, confidential session between a client and a trained therapist. And what do we get from the counseling? We get personal growth. We gain insight into your own thoughts, behavior, and emotion. We get the skills of problem solving, addressing specific issues such as anxiety, stress, or relationship problem. We work towards our goals, like what is our professional and personal goals, with the support of a counselor. Next slide, please. Counseling misconception. Misconception is counseling is one for those who are sick. How many of you agree with that? That counseling is only for those who are sick. Do you all agree with this? That counseling is only for those who are sick. Yes, this is the misconception. Reality is counseling is for anyone who wants to be their best version. Better relationship, more friends, academic success, career advancement. Next slide, please. Why I chose MindTribe counseling? First of all, we have highly talented counselors, uh, consist of experienced and skilled therapists. We have affordable charges. Session starts from 800 to 5,000, depending upon the seniority of the counselor. And the first session is at minimal cost of rupees 449. And as we once you get comfortable with your counselor, you can choose for the affordable packages and invest in our budget-friendly counseling packages. Next slide, please. Any question, anything you want to ask related to counseling, related to this session, related to any packages you want to discuss, you can ask any question you have. All right, no questions. Moving ahead. Next slide, please. Now, In this previously before the ad break, we discussed about what are the consequences we get out of obligation, what are the trap obligation create, and what is our passion and what is obligation. Now we talk about how do we change. The question comes that how do we change now? What what can create change? What actually change is, not in a dramatic way like by quitting everything tomorrow. We'll quit everything if it is out of obligation. We quit everything, not by doing that way. We do it in a very realistic and a sustainable way. All right. We have three framework to change. Number one is real motivation. Second is small step model. Third is reframing. All right. Real motivation is understanding what truly drives you. We'll be talking about in little detail in the next slides. Next we have is small step model. It's like turning big goals into doable action. Third is reframing, changing the story you tell yourself. These three we'll be discussing in the next slide. Next slide, please. So before we talk about what real motivation is, there's a quick question for you all, that what truly drives you? Pressure, expectation, interest, or purpose? Whenever you take decision or related to your career or related to anything, what truly drives that decision? You take decision due to pressure, because of expectation, because of interest, or because of purpose. Can we say interest? That's great. Anyone else? Whenever you take decision, it could be related to anything. What truly drives that? Expectation. Jesslyn says expectations. All right. Interest. Dipali says interests. Pressure also. Yes, absolutely. It happens. When we choose, when we do things out of pressure or expectation, it is also fair sick purpose. That's great. Yes. When we do things out of interest or purpose, it is your real motivation. But when pressure, expectations drives your decision, it is due to your false motivation. All right. Now we talk about what real motivation is and how does it work to towards your goal. Real motivation is comes from your inner compass, not from pressure. It is a kind of motivation that lasts longer, feels natural. Real motivation is not shouting at yourself to work harder. It's choosing things that make you want to show up. Real motivation has three components. Like, how do we get real motivation? We get real motivation when we have three components, that is choice, meaning, and growth. First is choice. Like, you have the freedom. When you have the freedom to choose something, you feel motivated. You have the autonomy. You are not forced. You make your own decision. For example, someone chooses study psychology because they feel naturally drawn to it, not because the family wants it. And when you choose something because choose something out of freedom or out of you want that, your energy rises. All right. Second one is meaning. Meaning is about emotional connection. When something has meaning, it contributes to your life. You feel you are becoming someone better. It aligns with your energies. For example, someone works in HR because they love understanding people, not just because it pays. For example, another person becomes a chef because food connects them to creativity and joy. When your work has meaning, even tired days feel satisfying. Third one is growth. Growth is, am I improving? Growth means like feeling progress. Humans stay motivated when they learn something new, see small improvements, feel they are moving forward. For example, is someone is a beginner photographer, gets excited when their picture gets better. That's where you feel like you are growing. That's where the real motivation comes in. Growth is the proof that your effort is working. When meaning, choice, and growth comes together, motivation become effortless. All right. Next we have is next slide, please. Next a quick question for you all. That is, what is one small step you can take towards what you love? Anything like what is the one small step you can take forward to what you love? Like someone want to be a writer. What is this one small step you can take forward? Absolutely. That's great. Doing it every day, 10 minutes. Can we say? I don't know, maybe learning. Yes, absolutely. Taking actions, absolutely. Like, I'll give an example. Like, if someone wants to be a writer, so they can take a small step by writing one paragraph each day, save money for college. Yes, great. Small step. Yes, it completely makes sense. Anyone else? Why I'm asking you this question is because the next step, that is a small change model. Next slide, please. Which means this model is based on truth that small steps are more powerful and sustainable than big jumps. Do you agree? Like small steps are more powerful than the big one because of consistency. Yes, absolutely, Faiza. You're correct. Devinder says yes, agree. Absolutely, because big steps, when we take big step, it triggers fear. But small step triggers confidence. I'll just give you an example that if you have a cake in front of you, all right, you have a big massive cake in front of you, so you have a task to complete it. But once you see that, okay, I have to complete it in a one go, it will trigger your fear that I will not be able to complete it in a one go. But once you break it down into small steps, like you cut it into small pieces, you are able to do it. You are more able to complete that task. Do you agree? It builds confidence. Yes, Priya says yes. Jesselyn says yes. This is the whole point of this small change model. Your brain resists big changes, but it accepts small and manageable shifts. How does it work? First of all, is breaking down big goals into mini goals. Why do we break down big goals into mini goals? Because big goals creates pressure, fear, it overwhelms us, and it procrastinate a lot due to, and mini goals reduced all of it. Next is celebrating micro successes. Your brain is wired for reward. Each small success releases dopamine, which boosts motivation. Without celebration, progress feels invisible. Even 1% progress count. But if you don't, I think there is some network issues with Tiasha. Just a second, guys.
Yes, wait a minute, I'm connecting. You can discuss.
Yes. So this was all about the small step model. Like even 1% of the progress count. But if you don't acknowledge it, your brain thinks there's nothing is happening. All right. Third point was use feedback. Like small steps, when you do things in small steps, it gives you information like what works for you and what doesn't. All right. Micro steps helps you correct your direction without crashing it. We'll just wait for 2 minutes. Yes, Vajra, it's because Tyasha was having some network issue. She'll just join in a minute. So, all right. So there's a quick question for you all till then the Tiasha joined that how many of you have done like this small? Have any one of you have broken down your big goal into small steps? Anyone has done that? Yes. Would you like to talk about it, Raj? Like what was your big goal and you break it down into two steps? Okay, you read this book for Atomic Habit, right? Tiasha. Yes, Sukman, please go ahead.
As I've already told in the chat box that I wanted to do writing and singing, but my school didn't had art subjects. So the thing was, my parents were like they wanted me to do science, like
Mhm.
PCMB, but I didn't choose PCMB because if I had taken that, then they would force me to be in that specific field itself, and
Mhm.
I would be restricted to that it only. Then, to save myself from that field, I chose maths because if I did maths, then I would be able to do a music production and sound engineering probably.
Mhm.
Then, but that too didn't help me because for I thought that I might go foreign to for the higher studies, but it also work. So then I chose psychology as my bachelor's degree because I love that. And now I'm inculcating the psychological aspects in my writing, where it would help me to write poems and stories, and where I would be like, I will be able to accomplish the goal that I want to be a writer. Then after that, after earning a bit of money, then I'll be able to write my own songs and I will be able to produce my own music. Then I'll be accomplishing my goal for being the writer and a musician. And that's where I have debunked my career path into smaller chunks and um, achieving those goals with smaller steps ahead.
That's great. That's great, Sukman. That's where this is something you blended your passion with the obligation you have.
Yeah, true. Because it's for me, it feels like that whenever we are like we want to do something, but we feel that this, if we are not able to accomplish it at one go, then we might be not able to accomplish that. But I feel like that if we want to accomplish something, then we will find ways to make it happen. And that is the harsh reality that if we want to do something, then we have to make it our own way, no matter how we fight for it, or no matter how we cry for it, that oh, I want to do that, oh, I want to do this. But if you are not taking actions for it and not making your way, then you won't be able to accomplish that. This is what I feel.
Absolutely, you are correct. You're right in this, Sukman. And I am so proud of you that you shared this. And there's something great, like you've blended the thing, which in this workshop we are going to learn is that how do we blend this passion and obligation? Because we can't totally remove the obligation, but what we can do is we can blend our passion with our obligation, which you did. Like you study psychology, and now you are integrating your psychological sense into your writing. That's great, Sukman. That's a very great step.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, and Raj say that I had to design whole website and made it into small step and design it. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Raj, that's great one you did that. That is like how do you break down your bigger goals into smaller ones because it's after that when you do that into smaller step it gives you confidence. Yeah, absolutely. So now moving on, that there's a one quick question for you guys that uh, uh, please move to the previous one slide, Tiasha. Like what is one have to you can turn into a choose to? Like for example, like I have to like I have to wake up early. You can turn it into a choose to, like I choose to wake up early because it gives me a calmer start to a day. For example, like I have to finish this report, but I choose to finish this report because it helps me stay aligned with my goals and responsibility. Okay, can we say neglect to care? Um Kani, would you like to explain a bit about it? Like, what does it mean? Like, what is one have to that you can turn into like something you have to do because out of pressure or out of expectation, but now you try to do, you can change it into a choose to, because I want to do this, I choose to do this because it feels safe to me. Anything like that?
Okay, like the answer which I gave, neglect to care means I'm very negligent. I know that this is the issue and this is
Mm-hmm.
a problem, but I'm not able to take action. So that is a kind of a neglect form. So I want to
Okay.
go into that. I should be conscious and aware of that thing. This as simple as you told that like one should not be using a phone late night so that their sleep could be good. So I'm already working on it. So that was my answer. That I have to and I choose to also.
Absolutely. That's great, Kanvi. That's a great awareness that you have, that you have the awareness about yourself. Like, I do this, but I have to choose this. That's absolutely great. That's a great awareness. Sri Lakshmi says, I chose to go to gym every day because it helps me stay healthy, a very good habit. Earlier I took it have to. Absolutely. Yes. Earlier that you have to choose it like it's for fitness in general, but now you choose it. You reframe that thing. This is why I asked you all this question. Is like, when you reframe your thoughts, it gives you a new perspective, it gives you a new meaning to your when you do things. All right, so this is why I asked you. Then this is the third framework of change, that is reframing. Next slide, please. All right. Reframing is the process of changing the meaning you give to a situation, thought, or emotion. Like Sri Lakshmi said, like earlier, she has this have to, that is, I have to be fit. But after that, she changed her perspective. She reframed in a way like, I choose to go to gym every day because it helps me stay healthy. And out of this, she will get more confidence, or will be more um, regular in doing that, isn't it, Sri Lakshmi? Yes, she says
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Yes, it becomes have to when it actually becomes a real space, safe place for us in every sense. Absolutely. All right. When you reframe your thoughts, fear becomes courage. Guilt becomes understanding. I can't becomes I can try. All right. Reframing is shifting from a limiting perspective to a possibility perspective. When you change your lens, your entire world's looks different. How do we reframe now? We can reframe it by having four steps. Number one is identifying the limiting thought or beliefs. We can do it in here also in this workshop session. Like, if you have any limiting belief or limiting thought you have, you can just write it down in a chat box or speak about it, so that we'll do how to reframe things. Ask yourself, what thought is holding me back? What belief is stopping me? Anything, anyone want to talk about it? Otherwise, we'll move forward. If you want to do in this workshop, we'll do that. If not, yes, that you have. We'll take this as a limiting thought. Like, people may judge me for being me. What people will judge me? This is the limiting thought we have. Yes, this is also true. That what if I fail? Pankaj says. We can't simply change a thought that you can't recognize. That is why we are identifying this. I can't be happy without getting enlightenment. Enlightened. Okay. Okay. That's all right. These all are your limiting beliefs. Once you have identified it, then ask a reframing question. Like, what else could be true? What is a kinder way to see this? Like, if you say, all right, people will judge me, you can have in a uh, different way, what else could be true? Is it true? Is it true that people will judge me every time I do something? Is it true
No,
if
ma'am. No, it is not true. Like,
If we are being ourselves, at least we should be happy that we are ourselves. We are not only acting according to society. If we are right in the sense we are not disturbing others for being ourselves, like in a very bad way, we can be happy and we can take our own decision. And every time people won't judge, and there are also people who support us. Not only there are people who only judge. So we shouldn't care more about it. Actually, I think that like that.
Absolutely. That this where you ask your question, ask you yourself a reframing question, and all your limiting thought disappear. Not suddenly, but over time, it will decrease. Then you create third point is create a new empowering perspective. Like you have a limiting thought that people will judge me. Reframe it like people judge anyways. Might as well do what I love. What if I fail? If you have this limiting thought, it's like, if I fail, it's all right if I fail. But what if I learn something new? Like what Pankaj said, like what if I fail? How do I reframe it? Reframe it in a way like, okay, if I fail, but I will learn something new. Yes, hesitation probably is due to fear of judgment. Yes, fear of judgment, that you have a fear, limiting thought that people will judge me. Limiting thought, how do we reframe it? Okay, people gonna judge anyways. So let's do what I feel, what I love to do. All right. Fourth step is taking action. Once you know, okay, I have identified my belief, I have asked the reframing question, I've created a new empowering perspective. Now taking action. Start small, as we have talked about it. Like start small. Any belief you have, like anything which is in your mind. Okay, I just like the Kritika mentioned that she have a fear of public speaking, fear hesitation of public speaking. How do we talk in a group of two people? Like we'll speak there. Slowly and steadily you build confidence. This is how you take action in a small and a subtle way. All right, everyone agrees with me? Please give me a quick thumbs up. All right, thank you. Moving on. All right, the influence of guide. We have two influences, like parental influence and your mentor influence. Parental influence, most of the time it is supportive, sometimes it is also pressure. Parents often want stability, security, social respect, and tradition. Their influence can be supportive and imposing. Same ways go for the mentor influence. Mentors can open doors to passion. Good mentors encourage exploration, build confidence, help clarify strengths, show possibilities, guide instead of push, and validate your dreams. If parents build your foundation, mentors help you rise. Next slide, please. Moving on to the next slide, please. Yasha, am I audible?
Yes, yes. My network is connecting.
Oh, that's all right. All right, Faiza says, I want to share something. Like I used to write every day. Nowadays, I can't do it too. Like it, sometimes I could write and sometimes I couldn't, which I love to do most because my parents like to say, why do you always do only write? All right. So you're not able to write. Like you used to, which one thing you like to do is writing, but you are not able to do that because out of the obligation, your parents say it's like, why do you always write? Is it true, Faiza? Yes, sometimes. All right. but it is something which gives you, like, it energizes you, which gives you confidence. Yes. Yes. All right. So this is how, where we are at the end of this workshop. We'll be having this tool like a passion roadmap. Like, how do you balance things? How do you balance your obligation and how do you honor your passion? At the end, we'll be able to get a pathway. Like, if your parent says there that you always do right, you can only take. No, Sri Lakshmi. Tyasha has some issue with her network. She'll be joining soon. Yes. It is like you can take 5 minutes of your daily time. Go 5 minutes and write down something, like whatever you like, and do it in a very in a, as we have mentioned, all the small steps, like small step, gradually writing for 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes. And as the people says, like your people, parents says, okay, why do you always write? Try to say, yeah, I do it because I love it, not because of out of because I do it because to pass time. It is something I like to do. Does it answer your question, Feza? Yes.
Ma'am, excuse me. Can
Ye-
you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Can I ask a doubt? Can I ask a, something related?
Yes, just a second. Just a sec. Yes, you can ask Sri Lakshmi. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, like if we have this type of identity crisis, maybe kind of an existential crisis, like we took, actually we took a path for long term, then we are like now doubting actually which path to follow. Like there is obligation in the sense, like actually I followed I took a career seriously and was following it up for 5 years now. I like a career path. Actually, I didn't end up there, but I am still following that. But like an obligation because I think, oh, it is okay to. I should do this. Actually, it has been 5 years, and now I can jump into another because I had earlier jumped there from some one career earlier. So I'm like now I am, and this age factor actually we feel fear to like take risk when we age. At least in my case, I actually fear. Now I actually ended up here, and I'm not feeling to take any other path except one path I like, but I follow it as a passion alone. But then, how, ma'am, can we like understand which is our real thing when we have such an identity or existential crisis? Can you suggest some tips for the, like ending up like nothing like perfection or ending up into the correct thing is there? It's upon everything has to come together. But still, how can we find that thing? Some tips for that. Our
Abs-
purpose. Like.
Absolutely. I'll help you with that, Sri Lakshmi. Yeah, like you are asking, like, how do I now get into my passion? Is it?
Ah, yes, ma'am. But like obligation is there because I have to have a job. Now I am like because I have my mother to support me. I am still like I am able to do everything financially. So
Mm-hmm.
how there I can, but I can't just like I have a good standard still. So I can't lower my standard too just for the sake of getting a job. So like I try related everything I try. I'm not in that the big bar like high bar right now. I have lowered my standard also in some way, but not too low. Like in general, like we have very high standards. But we have to like at some point of the time we have to even consider other things. So I'm doing that, but still, how can we manage both, even our passion also, like in a good way?
Yes, absolutely. As I've said when we started with this workshop, that we are here to blend today. Like, how do we blend our passion with our obligation? And with that, I think I was talking about this framework to change, like in which we have 3 steps. Like, you start small. Like, if you have passion, of first you need to identify what is your passion, and then identify where does it actually is. At the end of the workshop, Sri Lakshmi, I have this passion roadmap activity, in which you will be able to identify that how do you blend your passion with your obligation. Is it okay if you I'll
Ah,
answer it?
thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. That's great. Now I'll share the screen, everyone. Just let me know if my screen is visible. Is it visible? All right. Thank you. Yes. Now we'll talk about the dual nature of guidance. Like guidance can be both supportive as well as imposing. First of all, we'll talk about the supporting one, which leads to supportive guidance, leads to passion, confidence, exploration, inner freedom, and emotional safety. And the second one, that is the imposing one, which leads to obligation, fear, guilt, confusion, and identity conflict. Guidance becomes a blessing when it helps you discover yourself. It becomes a burden when it replaces your voice. Moving on to next slide. Now we talk about the role of a psychologist. Like how do a psychologist help you to transit your career, or like when how do you blend your passion with your uh, obligation? First role of a psychologist is it helps you to distinguish your voice from external noise. Like it gives likes it most people are not able to differentiate between their desires, their society rules, their parents expectation. Psychologist helps you to untangle these. Second, it uncovers what truly excites you. Many people have forgotten what they love because life become about survival and responsibility, and psychologist helps you to explore your interest, identifies pattern in your stories. Third, it clarifies your decision making. People become stuck because they have too many conflicting thoughts. A psychologist helps you understand the pros and cons, challenge irrational belief, like we talked earlier about the reframing one, explore alternative path, and break down your decision into steps. Next, it provides a safe space of emotions. Like people often hide emotions, fear, guilt, resentment, sadness, because they don't want to burden others. In therapy, you can express like how you feel, like I feel lost, I feel trapped, I feel scared without judgment. Next, we have it. Psychologist helps you build inner confidence and resilience. Confidence is not built by motivation quotes. It is built by self understanding, emotional healing, reframing beliefs, and small successes. At last, that it guides the journey to freedom. Freedom doesn't mean eliminating responsibilities. Like I've told, like in this workshop, we are not able to eliminate the obligation. We are here to blend. It means making a choice aligned with your truth. A psychologist guides you from confusion to clarity, pressure to purpose, and fear to confidence. All right. How many of you agree with this? This is how the psychologist can help. All right. True. Moving on. Can we move to the next slide? Please give me a quick thumbs up. All right. There's a quick case study for you all. Uh, when success feels empty. Amit was a respected banker manager in Mumbai. Despite having the financial stability and societal respect, he felt drained and disconnected. His real passion was photography, was something he had buried for years. From outside, his life may look like, oh wow, what a life, a perfect life. But inside, Amit feel drained, exhausted, and disconnected. Next, redefining the either or mindset. Like when Amit approached a psychologist, because turning point is there. One day he gathered the courage to talk to a psychologist. He shared something he had never said out loud. That is, I feel guilty for not wanting something different. The psychologist listened and said it's possible to honor duty and follow passion. Like I've mentioned, said to Sri Lakshmi also, like she's talked about her passion and obligation. That's where your mindset changes, and this was the time when Amit's mindset shifted. Amit realized something important, that it didn't have to choose between stability or photography, obligation or passion, security or creativity. He could have both slowly and safely. And they together designed a transition plan with the help of psychologists. Amit worked together to create a plan, that he can stay in banking job, do photography on weekends, build a portfolio slowly, and gain experience without pressure. Transition only happen when you are ready. As Amit started doing photography assignments on weekends, over time he built a strong portfolio and started regaining recognition. And with growing confidence and financial backup, he transitioned into corporate photography full time. He says that his psychologists didn't make me choose, they helped me blend duty and passion until passion became my career. All right, a quick question for you all, that which part of Amit's journey felt familiar to you? Yes, Sri Lakshmi, please go ahead.
Ma'am, I felt that only at one place when he actually left everything for some time because he was confused. Like he stopped photography for some time. So I
Mhm.
think I also did that last year when I thought I stopped everything like related to what I love, the music. I actually thought my goal is only important and I worked only for that and stopped music for about a year. Like I had this feeling of, oh, why should I go for that? I will do that, but I will take a break. But actually it drained me big time, and also I didn't end up getting that job, for qualifying the exam, even the first stage. So I think I relate to that part. And then now I am recovering. Now I started to go. I feel better actually.
Thank you so much, Sri Lakshmi, for sharing this. That yes, it feels like that. Sometimes you feel like you have done something and you feel drained. And but after that, that you said now you're recovering, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Sri Lakshmi. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share? Yes. Anyone else wants to share? If not, we'll move ahead. Please give me a quick thumbs up. We are out of time also. All right. There's a quick example of like Boman Irani, how he changed his career in his late 30s. Before becoming one of the India's most respected actor, Boman Irani worked as a waiter and managed his family bakery in Mumbai. Acting was always his passion, but responsibility kept him tied to the business for years. In his late 30s, he began performing in small theater plays and made his film debut at 44. Today, he is celebrated for his role in Munna Bhai MBBS, Three Idiots, and Dawn. How many of you know like Baban Irani? I think okay, yes, and we all know this, know him because he started his career in his late 30s. So, what does this mean? Like we can start in our late 30s, in our whenever we are ready. It basically says that whenever we are ready, we can start this. Nothing is too late. Yes, this is how he transitioned his career, because he used to work in his family business in a bakery, but his passion was acting. So he started his career in late 30s and is also, and as you know, when you have passion, you do something out of the way. Now you know him for his the very celebrated roles in For Munna Bhai MBBS, Dr. Asthana, I remember, if anyone, if you've seen that movie. Yes, age is not a barrier. Absolutely. Now we coming to the overcoming the barriers. Like how do we overcome all these barriers? First of all, there's communication. Like you have to communicate things. If you have obligation, if you have thing barriers in your life, you have to communicate that things with your parents, with whatever your mentors, anyone. Next is setting boundaries. Yes, absolutely. Like setting boundaries. How do you set? You have to set your own boundaries. Like whenever you have to say no to something, with someone says, okay, you have to do this, you have to do that, but you say no because you are protecting your peace. Same way, seek support. Like it's never it's not like are you are something that you don't seek support. It's okay to seek support. All right, it's okay um if you take support. Fear is not your enemy. All right. It's like people often try to handle things of their alone, but passion grows faster with support. Likewise, reframe fears. Fear is not the enemy. The story you fear tells you is your enemy. Common fears are like fear of failure, fear of judgment. You are not stuck because you are incapable. You are stuck because your fear has more power than your truth. Okay. Write down one barrier which is stopping you. It's a quick question for you guys. Like one barrier which is stopping you, and then write down one step you can take this week to reduce it. Okay, all right. Fear of failure is stopping you, and what is the one step you can take to reduce it? Self doubt. Yes, Kanvi. Yes, Sri Lakshmi, please go ahead.
Ma'am, I had this barrier of like psychological where I think mentally I was always fearing like driving. Like I have driving license and everything, but still I am not taking like this vehicle on road because I have kind of this road fear all it was due to my overwhelming emotions till 3 months ago. But when I actually started this therapy, like in group alone, and also I did some other sessions in general with the therapist. I feel
Mhm.
better right now. Now I am in a calm position because I think I lacked the calm actually. Wanted to focus in the driving. So I think this week I'm going to like practice again. I actually did for the four wheeler. Now I want to do the two wheeler. I think I will make a better like driver like with time. I think now I am trying it at least, and I will become a good driver in some time after practice.
Thank you so much for sharing this, Sri Lakshmi. It takes a lot of courage to share something like that. But yeah, that you have taken steps, you will definitely be a good driver. All right. Fear of never being successful and never being perfect and enough and dedicated to my work. All right. Glad to help you. All right, done some research. Canvi says self-doubt and reframe. Okay. Canvi says self-doubt is one of the barrier, and one step she can take is to reduce it for by reframing. All right. Thank you everyone for sharing. We are about to end now. There's a passion role play activity. I want you all to whatever your passion is, like someone mentioned earlier. I've told you them to write down your passion in a notebook or something like that. And now we'll discover no, I'll give you an activity like where you can blend your passion with your obligation. All right, everyone, if you have notebook, your pen, pencil, whatever you have with you, just uh, write down your passion on top, and I'll help you to we'll go step by step with this activity, and I'll be a little quick because we are out of time. All right, we'll break it down into four parts. Number one is you can write it down in your notebook, and after we are done with the workshop, you can work on it. Like first step is audit. Like if you have a passion, where does it currently lives? Like in your thought, in your word, or in your action. Ask yourself: Is my passion something I only think about, something I talk about, or something I actually acting on? Where your passion is currently. Like if your passion is baking, is it your passion in thought, like I want to start a bakery? Or is it in a word like I discuss recipe with my friends? Or is it in action like you bake once a week and share it? All right. Kanvi says in thought. Now I do in weekends. Okay. So Sri Lakshmi's is in action. Faiza says thought and action maybe. Yes. So once you identify that your thought, your passion is in thought, word, or action, next step is to bridge the gap. What gap exists between your current path and your ideal one? Sukman says action. All right. What is the gap? Currently, what is the gap between your current path and your ideal one? What is stopping you from moving from that thought to action? It could be fear, lack of skill, external expectation. Like if you have a passion in content creation, the gap might be like I want to create videos, but I'm scared of judgment. Anything. Or can we say action, doubts, fear, and obligation? Yes. So this is kind of time and patience alone from action to that flourishing of my passion from my action. All right. All right. Faiza says, I don't know. What is the gap? It's a time to rethink, to um, introspect what is the kind of gap you are having in your current path and your ideal one. Could be fear, could be lack of confidence, could be time, anything. And once you are done with the bridge, then comes the third part, that is balance. How can you honor obligation while nurturing your passion? This is something I talked about, like how do we blend your obligation with your passion. This is where realism comes in. We all have responsibility: work, family, studies. The goal isn't to give them up, the goal is to blend passion with obligation. For example, if you have a full time job but you love photography, you can honor both by practicing photography on weekends. If you have family responsibility but you want to study, maybe you start with 20 minutes online course or 20 minutes time for yourself, something like that. You don't need a full-time jump, you just need a small opening, taking a small step at least. Yes, working on two things at a time. All right, all right. Two things like if you are having an obligation of working but you have your passion is studying, so you can take out time for studying for like 20 minutes a day, something like that. Can we?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Last but the most powerful step is the first step. What is one specific and measurable step you can take? Yes, Kritika said taking a self-paced online course. Absolutely. One step you can take. Most important part. Your passion grows only when thoughts turns into movement. Like if you have a passion for writing, I write, like you having a small step is writing one paragraph tonight, or like if you have a passion for fitness, you walk for 10 minutes daily, something like that. Because small step create big difference. Consistency, yes, consistency is the key, Faiza. Using stages whenever possible to maximum. Yes, absolutely, that's great. All right, moving ahead, the conclusion part. Your journey from obligation to passion start with awareness and small consistent actions. Every obligation teaches discipline, the same quality that sustains passion. When you align what you must do with what you love to do, purpose begins to grow naturally. All right. Your key takeaway. What's the one key insight or realization you're taking away from today's session? It could be anything, a feeling, a thought, or a small next step that feels true to you. Anything you would like to take away from this session? You think like, okay, it is, I like this, I'll take it away with me as a takeaway. Anything you want to share, anything you liked? Could be a thought, feeling, small next step, anything you would like to share. Absolutely. Okay. Sri Lakshmi said blend both right time which show what is really as. Absolutely. Small steps, it's actually effective. Absolutely. Small steps are the key, and doing it consistently is the major part of this. Anyone else would like to share? All right. So I think it was quite an overwhelming session. So I want you all to take a quick deep breath with me, everyone. If you all are available in this session, please give me a quick thumbs up. All right. So we'll do a quick breathing exercise with me, everyone. Take a long, deep breath in. Inhale, hold, and exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale, hold, and exhale through your mouth. Once again, inhale, hold, and exhale through your mouth. Yes, that's all. Can we said taking obligation as challenge and facing it and always following passion, though little but with consistency. Absolutely. Kritika said balance and small step. Absolutely. So at the we are at the end. Passion is not about escaping responsibility. It's about infusing meaning into it. If you have any question, anything you want to ask, please raise your hand or you can write it down in your chat box. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and being patient till the end because I took it's half an hour by the time we are more at the end. But yeah, that's all for today. If you have any question, feel free to ask, and if you don't have any question, please feel free to drop off. Thank you all for being here and being a very patient audience. Thank you so much. Yes, Sri Lakshmi, please go ahead.
Ma'am, can you please show the beginning slides just to read?
Yeah,
Just
you were there. When did you join, Lakshmi? Yes, this was the passion slide, obligation one. This was the quick activity question. Trap of obligation, external and internal, external factors, internal factors, quick question, consequences of obligation. This was a quick ad break, framework to change, real motivation, small change model. And yeah, you were there after reframing, I guess.
ma'am, a small change model means taking small steps, right? The
More
same.
breaking your big goals into mini goals and celebrating whatever you do, like mini goals. If you have done something small, even it is 1% progress, you celebrate that. And if you do a small steps, you will get to know what works for me or what not, and which is the meaning of using feedbacks.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for showing me this.
You're welcome, Sri Lakshmi. Thank you so much. Any questions, please feel free to ask. If not, you all can feel free to drop off. And thank you everyone for joining.